Welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold, Guaranteed Realty, and the host of the program. Now, Barb, with the real estate market cooling off, many home sellers don't want to wait months to sell their homes or worry about their contracts failing for a variety of different reasons. Why do people prefer cash when they're selling their homes here in Colorado?
Well, Richard, I'm not sure it matters how they get paid on closing day because it is all cash to the seller at closing. But there are a lot of landmines that take place when you accept a contract from a finance buyer. Like I just closed one last week, and it was so frustrating because it was like swimming in glue. We were supposed to close on October 11th. We ended up closing on October 29th because even though they got busy and they got the inspection done, they got the appraisal done the same day, nobody told us that the appraiser required some repairs to take place. I had to finally ask for it. Then I got the information, which was days late, that we fixed it that day. I said, send the appraiser back out to verify, or can we send you pictures? We did both. No, you can't send pictures. We have to schedule it. So then I asked the lender to schedule with the appraisal, and he gets the word days later. It was like swimming in glue. It was so frustrating because we were thinking we're going to close 2 weeks before, and so those kind of aggravation points just drive sellers crazy. They kind of ruin the whole experience. And the agents, I think they had another job, to be honest, because they just didn't care. I kept asking, and there was a whole group of agents, and one agent said, well, I'm just the TC. I'm like, which stands for transaction coordinator, which means they're an admin person that tracks the deadlines. But her name was on the contract as a buyer's agent. And I'm like, okay, well, I need this information. When are you going to get it to me? Well, I didn't know. I mean, it was so frustrating. So we ended up closing late. I made the buyer pay for every day they were late, made the seller pay that difference in cost because so those are the kind of things that inject uncertainty into the closing process. And that's what sellers really dislike, and they worry about those kind of things. So 60% of home sellers on the market right now are having to reduce their price. And that's because the interest rates are actually still heading up. So when I created this little PowerPoint slide, the rates were 6.9. Right now, the rates for a 30-year fixed conventional are 7.10. They're going up, not down. And so every time they go up, we lose some buyers because they can't afford the payment anymore unless they're really paying down the interest rates, right? So most sellers dislike uncertainty. They don't like worrying about the house not selling. They don't like that the average days on market right now is over 83 days. I helped one seller sell her home, and she was on the market with another agent, and they took the house up, they got a contract, they took the house off the market, went for weeks and weeks. And then the buyer claimed that they were terminating their contract because of inspection, but then she gets something in the mail indicating the buyer couldn't qualify for the loan. So that's unfortunate. So she hired me and we got it sold right away. Or dealing with showings of agents that are very opinionated about the home's value. Sometimes they will actually talk the buyer out of buying a home. Those are miserable experiences for a home seller. Or the reason they say it's not worth that much about a house is they're trying to justify their worth as a buyer's agent. You should pay me 3% because I'm going to save you money, allegedly. But at the end of the day, many times if they do go under contract, there could be the uncertainty of demand that takes place over the inspection, expensive repairs, septic systems. I just had a seller that he didn't listen to me when I said, look, call this guy to get a bid to replace your septic. He called somebody else. And then when he told me what the estimate was, it was $51,000. It was, more than 10% of the sales price. And I said, you need to call this guy. And sure enough, my guy came, gave an estimate and saved him $21,000. So, buyers want a functional house. I understand that they're asking for repairs, but this is not necessarily their time to get upgrades, right? I just took over a listing from an agent where the buyer was demanding a brand new deck. Now, we all want a brand new deck, right, Richard?
Everyone would like a brand new deck. It's not as easy as these folks would. I mean, my gosh, that would accrue to their benefit if they're able to get something like that. Is it realistic? It's a question.
No, it's a house built 40 years ago. I mean, it would be okay for it to be repaired, right? It feels very stable to me. I've been walking all over it, right? And then the appraiser injects uncertainty. Did the appraiser give an opinion of value that matches the sales price? Are they asking for repairs? Just this morning, I got a request for repairs on an appraisal that included plumbing things, which is kind of the first time I've seen that. So they looked under sinks, they ran every faucet, said, oh, there's a crack in that toilet, got to fix that. Oh, the disposal doesn't work right, got to fix that. So you never know what the appraiser is going to come up with regard to repairs as well. So we can show up with any property right now with at least 6, sometimes 12 offers on a home on day one. Now, some of these offers are low, but I would say some are pretty good. Some are actually above market value. Some of them are pretty darn good offers. So sellers are interested in that, and that's why more and more sellers are gravitating towards looking at cash offers rather than dealing with all these problems of showing the home, waiting for months for it to sell, having these agents derail the transaction. I just had an agent last week that turned a house into regional building because they didn't have a basement permit. That didn't make me too happy. And I caught her red pod lying to me and I confronted her on it. I went down to regional and asked them, I'm going to investigate that. And I showed them the text and they said, no, we would never say that about a house. That's not true. So there craziness out there, and that kind of stuff makes it very uncomfortable for the sellers because they're thinking, okay, this thing could still fall apart all the way until the finish line. With a cash buyer, you have absolute certainty. They might reduce the price if there are repairs needed, but they're probably not going to ask you to do the repairs. They don't need an appraisal because it's cash. They close on time. You can move on your schedule. It is literally the easy button of selling a home. It's just like CarMax selling. Have you ever sold a home in CarMax, Richard?
No, but
Or not a home.
yeah, car. No, I have not, but I know a lot of people do.
That's amazing. You go on their website, you put in your mileage and the year and what it has in it. Boom, they give you a price. If you like the price, you say, I'll accept. You go down there, they look at it, they cut you a check, and you're on your merry way. It's really easy. So some of these buyers are like selling a car to CarMax almost. So the other way that we can use these cash offers, which to me is even more valuable, is you can let's say somebody comes to you and they have a house to sell before they can buy your home. Okay, that sometimes we can make those deals work as long as, again, there's a lot of what ifs in there. One of them is that home that's being sold priced right? Is it going to sell sooner than 90 days? Is it is it going to go through? uh and so there's all these kind of uncertainties that are injected into the process. So with our cash offer system, I can put that address in my system and go, hey, I got 6 or 8 offers on your house. Can I present these offers, cash offers, so you can buy this home without having a sale contingency and expedite the process, especially while the rates are going up. I presented that to one agent recently, and her answer to me was, no, no, we're just going to do the traditional way. How would you feel, Richard, if you had an agent speak on your behalf without ever talking to a seller about 6 or 8 offers that I had in my hand?
That is absolutely, I mean, I don't know if that's technically illegal. I don't know if it's unethical. It sure as heck is wrong. That's not how you do things. And you have a fiduciary relationship with your clients, Barb. You take that very seriously, but apparently not everyone does.
Yeah, and some sellers will just reject an offer like that. But we can also leverage those offers if an agent calls and says, "Hey, do you have any other offers?" I can say, "Yes, I do. Bring your best and highest offer." So there's a lot of benefits to it. So give us a call if you want a cash offer on your home. We can provide a cash offer on probably 99.9% of the homes out there. Call us at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. You can always reach her at 719-301-3900. And we're talking with Barb about what makes a cash offer better on houses for sellers.
Well, I think the thing that makes it better is that there is absolute certainty. It does. I've done a dozen of these just in the past couple of months. It's pretty simple. They know what day they're going to close. They know what day they have to move. And they don't have to worry about loan approval or crazy agents getting in the middle of it. So give us a call if you'd like to get a cash offer. There's no cost or obligation at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
Barb, you and your team are the only company I would recommend to people who are out there thinking of selling their homes and downsizing to a smaller home. To reach Barb and her team, call 719-301-3900. Barb, you're the host of the program. It's time for your hot new listings. What do you have this week?
I have a beautiful two-story with a finished basement down close to Amazon there in the Powers Corridor. Really, really nice home, priced in the low fours. I have a spectacular home out on Alta Plaza on 5 acres. This great home is actually really cool. It's got a four-car garage and a barn and the whole thing. It's priced very well. I have a beautiful home on Delmonico Drive in the low sevens. This thing has gorgeous views. And also an amazing home on Sunbird Hills. This home has the most beautiful views I've ever seen. Massive home. There's two garages in the front of the house. There's a two-car attached, and then you drive around the side. It's got another drive under garage where you could put four cars in there, and there's an entrance to the lower level. So you could actually rent out the whole lower level or have extended family down there, and they would never have to go on stairs. That was priced at 1.5999. Got some beautiful lots on the market right now, and there's always new stuff coming on the market anytime. So give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You've been listening to Your Real Estate Voice. It airs every Saturday. And if you're thinking of making a move, call Barb 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. And you can see replays of the show on Barb's YouTube channel, Barb Schlinker, or listen to the podcast on all of the platforms like Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, many, many others. Thanks for listening. And to reach out to Barb again, 719-301-3900. Barb, have a great weekend. Wonderful with talking to you again.